On Campus, the show that talks about what's trending on the net. I'm your host, Fatima Tamati, and joining me today are my incredible co-hosts, Susie Howe and Justin Peraza.
What's up?
We have an exciting show planned for tonight. So not everyone is on board the Hillary train. In particular, one female in Texas has been a little too vocal about her thoughts. CEO Dallas Marketing Public Relations of the Go Ape firm, Cheryl Rios, stated that a woman shouldn't be president because of different hormones. Here's a little more on what she has to say.
It stands true. I believe in what I said. There is an old-fashioned, biblical, sound reasoning in my mind of why a woman should not be president. I, Cheryl Rios, does not believe a woman should be president. We're built differently. We do have different hormones, and we do. And in the world that we live in, I understand that there's equal rights, and that's a wonderful thing, and I support all of that. I don't support a woman being president. Running my own business, I know sitting across from a man, you're going to be looked at a certain way. Do we want that in our presidency? By no means, no.
She wrote on Facebook that she'd move to Canada if Hillary Clinton wins the 2016 election. Rios also took to Twitter to defend her beliefs. And she says, in this great country, we are allowed our own opinions. Mine may be something you don't agree with, and so be it. She further goes to say, being the president should be left to a man, a good, strong, honorable man. And we actually have some of other of her tweets up on the big screen. And one of her tweets say, we'll say this and leave it at that. I believe in what I believe in. In this great country, we are allowed our, and then she continues it. So before I get into what I want to touch base on with this story, I definitely want to hear from Susie and Justin first. What do you guys think?
Well, I think she's a good example of a Looney Tune, but of a Looney Tune character. But I mean, I'm all for people having their own opinions. I mean, that's kind of like what makes our nation so great. We have the right to kind of express ourselves in any way we wish. But let's face it, I mean, she's flat out, let's face it, the fact is, who cares what gender the person is? If that person's right for the job, that's all that matters. I mean, I'm not saying that I would personally vote for Hillary, and I'm not a Hillary supporter myself. But if there was a person I was supporting, I wouldn't care what gender she would be, because he or she would be, because it doesn't matter at all. It really doesn't.
Yeah, for me also, I think it's true that everybody have their opinion, but it's how educated that when you come out to the public to speak like that, you have to really have some facts to talk, because judge people based on their gender and hormone is totally, I think that she just asked for people to comment on her Twitters.
Right. And just a few things that I wanted to note too, because you guys definitely made great points. Hillary, number one, is the front runner right now. So she's looking real good to become president of 2016. Woman or not woman, whatever, that's just what the polls are showing. Also, she's already been Secretary of State, so she has a lot of experience. And this woman, Cheryl Rios, is also CEO of her own company. So it's just interesting to see the different dynamic between what one thing is versus another. But I guess we'll just wait and see till 2016.
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
Exactly.
Maybe she's going to move to Canada.
I know.
You never know. She just might.
Which had a female prime minister, so...
Yeah, so...
I don't understand her. But anyway, besides that...
Canada.
So while Cheryl Rios may not be a well-liked CEO at the moment, one CEO is making headlines and getting a lot of positive attention. Susie, can you tell us more about what's going on with that?
Yes. You know, Dan Price, the CEO of Seattle Gravity Payments, took a 90% pay cut so that he can give his employees a huge raise. Price promised that his entire staff will earn at least $70,000 within 3 years. In order to do that, he'll cut his own salary from $1 million to $70,000, just like his employees. Many of his staff have struggled with money, but not anymore. So Price explains how he came up with that amount, 70,000.
2010 Princeton study that I'm a huge fan of that basically says up to around $75,000, every extra dollar you make has an impact on your happiness, because making less than that actually has an impact on your emotional health. And dollars over that don't really do anything. So you can maybe get more luxuries or things that you don't need, but your basics are covered once you get to that point. And my team is very much passionate, and I don't want them to be distracted with money. So I thought, what's the amount of money that they have to make at a minimum to not be distracted and just to focus on their work?
Yeah, so it's just so touching to see this kind of story that CEO are making difference, like caring about their own employee, the people who work for them. And I just hope there's more CEO come follow him, and he's such a young guy, so I'm really impressed.
Yeah, he definitely shows a level of maturity beyond a lot of other CEOs. He's only 30, and he started this company at 19, which is crazy. I was not at his place when I was 19. Oh. And another thing that's really interesting to note is the average salary in Seattle is $50K right now. So he's actually going above, which is great. They're going to live, you know, they're definitely going to focus on their work, which is what he wants. And also, he's not the only one to do this. He's done it in a very innovative way, but people like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg only have $1 salary, but they still get a lot of money through their stocks. So it's just an interesting way to help out and really create a community knit work environment.
I gotta tell you, it takes a real great level of morality to be able to do what this guy has done. I mean, that is like, it is such a strong, selfless act to be able to just give away a huge majority of your cut in order to help your fellow man. And that right there is just the perfect example of a good decent human being. And we also have a tweet about this as well. More than 6 in 10 companies pay above target annual incentive towards awards to CEOs. And yeah, like I said, I have nothing but respect for that man. That is definitely one of the most selfless acts I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is an ongoing trend with newer, innovative companies with younger CEOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's very.
Well, it's just gonna be a 12-year-old be like, I'm gonna give away my $20 million because reasons.
Time will tell.
Yep. So.
Since we're on the topic of money, a new video game came from a popular franchise just hit the store, and everyone is cashing in. Justin, being a game expert,
yeah,
what can you tell us more about it?
Well, obviously, I do give a lot of support, and I gave a lot of support to the game. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt, so I should pretty much prove that.
Let's see.
Yeah, you see the shirt, you get a little Scorpion, Reptigan, Sub-Zero, and all those good guys in there. So, NetherRealm Studios just released the newest entry to the Mortal Kombat franchise, and millions of people are losing their minds, but how good is it? Well, I'll give you the answer in my review of Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X is a great follow-up to 2011's Mortal Kombat 9. So MKX's story mode involves a big bad guy named Shinnok trying to come back and screw everyone over. And a whole cast of old and new faces are either tagging along, trying to stop him, or just don't care. Even though I feel Shinnok should have made more appearances in the story mode, it was a lot of fun, and I could see myself going through it again. There are a lot of characters to choose from, and each of them have 3 different fighting styles as well, effectively tripling the roster. My favorite new guy, Aaron Black. He's a cowboy ninja! X-ray moves, fatalities, and brutalities from previous games all make a comeback, and they're more brutal and nasty than they've ever been. There's also plenty of different modes to choose from, including brand new challenge towers that constantly change over periods of time. Everything you do in the game goes into the faction of your choice, and playing the game normally or doing major events also helps everyone who's joined the same faction. The Crypt also makes a big return. This is where you spend in-game coins earned throughout the game and unlock new goodies. However, it feels like a big grind to me because it takes way too long to earn coins. And no, NetherRealm Studios, I am not spending $20 just so you can unlock everything in the Crypt for me. Forget it! Even though the game has a few setbacks, MKX provides more than enough entertainment to keep me coming back, and it's more than worth the price tag. For my opinion, Mortal Kombat X gets an 8 out of 10.
Fatality. I hope you enjoyed my quick review of Mortal Kombat X, and if you did, feel free to visit my brand new YouTube channel where I'll be doing all sorts of gaming news, reviews, and commentaries, and I'll start working on my full review of Mortal Kombat X very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
And like I said, a lot of people are really into this game. Millions of people are really playing it. And we also have tweets from a couple of these guys too. The first one's from Seven. Had a lot of fun playing Mortal Kombat X all night long with my friends. Such a great game. And we also have a second one here from, sorry, I can barely read your name, Nick, but just beat the story. It was pretty awesome, and Raiden is badass. Sub-Zero was still will and always be my favorite though. Sorry, buddy, I'm more of a Scorpion guy, so I automatically hate you. So might as well throw that out there. But yeah, I've been having a blast with the game myself. Like I said, I do have my issues with it, but overall, I think it's a great game, and I think anybody should really check it out and enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'm not much of a gamer. My little brother likes this game a lot. Not this specific one, but the Mortal Kombat series. So I was researching a little bit about it, and creative director Ed Boon actually said that this is the biggest launch that Mortal Kombat has ever seen. So that's awesome. I mean, this franchise has been around when I was little. Now my little brother is into it. And also, they're definitely in the runnings to beat Mortal Kombat 9, which was the biggest sales for Mortal Kombat so far. So
yeah, I'm not surprised that MKX topped it. I mean, Mortal Kombat 9 did so amazingly well, and it's great to see that MKX has just completely topped it in every way, shape, and form.
yeah.
Yeah, so Justin, you mentioned in your package that that people can spend money to unlock the level.
Yeah, I wish I had time to mention this a bit more in my review, but I had so little time to be able to pull it out. So there are these things in the game called microtransactions. It's not the craziest setup that I've seen, but like, for instance, what you saw in the trailer, you can pay $20 just to unlock all of the stuff in the crypts, which is really, you don't really need to have any of it unlocked, so it's really just a giant waste of money. And then there's also other microtransactions where you can buy these extra coins, and that right there can waste a lot of time, and that right there is just useless too, because you can just do the fatalities without even needing these stupid coins.
Oh, so like people spend $60 on the game, but actually there's much more expense behind that.
Well, like I said, it's optional, but it can't. But people who do, but I do recommend people don't really get dragged into it. It can really eat at your wallet, and I would never ever give it a microtransaction.
Smart business move, though.
Yeah,
Definitely making more money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, from one franchise to the next, Star Wars is coming back to the big screen after 10 long years. And today was an exciting time for fans of the franchise. I mean, released today at the Anaheim Convention Center is the second official trailers for Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is coming out this December. And I actually have a little bit of that trailer here, so if you guys want to check it out, let's go and take a look.
Or two.
I had to end it on Chewie. I had to let it go just a little bit longer just so we can see Han and Chewie. I am so excited for Star Wars. I mean, the prequels, after the prequels, like, I could not stand the prequels, and I really had a feeling that if the franchise was going to continue going that way, Star Wars is going to be done in history. So I'm actually glad to see that there's a new face involved, that they got new people involved. J.J. Abrams and his crew, and George Lucas basically stepping off to the side, just basically being an advisor rather than being involved with the film. I think it could lead to great things for the Star Wars. Is it going to? I don't know, but with this setup, I have a feeling that there's a good chance that this will actually really pick up pick up the pace from the prequels.
Yeah, and I mean, Star Wars has been around since the late 70s, 1977. So it's been around for almost 40 years. And the fact that there's still so much hype and so much recognition is insane. And I was reading somewhere, I think it was like a review on Fandango, and someone was saying that they think this is going to be the biggest opening ever, which is huge. To consistently just put out record-breaking movies will be huge for them.
I mean, this is Star Wars we're talking about.
I know, right?
Right.
Yeah. When are they coming out? When is it coming out?
December. I forget the exact date, but I know it's going to be some. But we do know that it is going to be during that
I
month.
feel like it's the 17th.
17th.
I don't know why that number came to me. I think.
It
I'm
just
not sure,
it just
though.
sort of came
So
out for whatever reason.
77, 17, why not?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, and also, before we forget, there are some tweets about some excited people.
That's right.
One is from a husband. His name is Moltz, and he says, "My wife and son were unmoved by the Star Wars trailer, so I guess I need a new family," is what I'm saying.
no.
Love that.
I'm
Dedication.
sorry.
And then another one is, "No, you just watched the new Star Wars trailer for me like the 47th time. Watches it for the 48th time. Makes lightsaber noises."
I can't do it.
So it's definitely going to be a hit. I have no doubts about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna make more than enough money in the from the initial release of it.
And it's the #1 trending topic on Twitter right now. So
Yeah.
it's definitely making noise.
Oh, definitely. So anyway, Star Wars isn't the only franchise making a comeback. We're also going to see the return of one of the most popular animated series in MTV history. Susie, what show is going to be given CPR this time?
Well, MTV2 just announced the return of Celebrity Death Match.
Yes.
And the 1990s claymation show that pits celebrities against each other in the ring. This time, the fights are reimagined for the world's social media. How they're going to...
I got it. There we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nick
So-
Diamond. I'm Johnny
How they're
Gorman.
going to
And tonight,
integrate
our
social media
commentator,
into a
the
wrestling
special
ring
commentator,
is
the
still
high
yet to
priest
be
of
seen.
Whoop-ass, wrestling champion Stone Cold.
Oh my God. Death match. I can't believe it. I thought that was gone forever and ever and ever. I thought I was never going to see that show ever again. I can't believe they're bringing it back. Nothing makes me happier right now.
Yeah, you're happy about it?
Yeah, I feel like it's super nostalgic. Mortal Kombat, Star Wars, Celebrity Deathmatch.
This is the show of nostalgia, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I feel like this show has been fighting to stay on. It's been off and on for 8 years, since the 90s. It was canceled, came back. It got a lot of recognition when it first came out. The creator, Eric Fogel, was named one of the most creative people in the TV industry because of this by Entertainment Weekly. So it's cool. It's awesome that they want to give it another try with social
The
media
new
now
tool,
being used,
yeah.
the new generation. So I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, there's so many great moments I can think of, from that show. But we do have a tweet from somebody who definitely has heard about the crazy news himself. Actually, it's from CNN Monday, so it's apparently from CNN.
Monday.
Let's get it on again. Celebrity Deathmatch is making a big return, and I said let's get it on. Not that well. And another one from Alex. To be honest, though, I wonder if our times are too nice to support a show like Celebrity Deathmatch again. That is an interesting question.
Yeah, I definitely feel like everyone has they're more sensitive. I feel like a lot of things are more politically incorrect. So it will be interesting to see this show, which is it's a satire. It's making fun of other people, dead or alive. So it's going to be interesting to see what
Yeah.
the critics are going to say and what the fans are going to say.
Yeah,
It's
and also that I feel like maybe they're gonna change the show, add a little twist to it too.
Right.
So you never know. And the creativity that, with the new technology that we have.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see the creation.
Awesome. So that was great. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about all the trendy Coachella outfits, all over the web, so be sure to stick around. Welcome back to On Campus for this half of the show. We're starting off the topic with workouts. Spring is here and summer is around the corner, and you know what that means? Bathing suit season. Now, I'm sure we've all been there at one point or another, working out and trying to lose a few pounds here, trying to lose a few pounds there. But I actually stumbled on an interesting article the other day about what happens to your body after you start slowing down and not working out as much. So your body hates change, and it's constantly trying to achieve homeostasis. So when you stop working out for a long period of time, all that hard work you put in, gone. Now, I'm not saying taking a week off and you're gonna gain 10 pounds automatically, but about after 2 weeks, your body starts to soften up. And although the more muscle you have, the longer it does take to soften up, just be aware that if you do want to keep your summer body through fall and winter, just try to stay consistent with your workout routine despite the season you're in. So I thought this was incredibly interesting because everyone right now is talking about getting fit and, you know, getting slim. But the repercussions after you're done is pretty bad. Like, you're basically just going to gain it all back. Obviously, diet has a huge say in it, but those who want to specifically build muscle, it's gonna go away. So it's definitely important just to be consistent, especially it being so hot now. Coachella's next weekend, summer's next, like in a couple, like what, a month, 2 months? So it was a very interesting article to read.
You know, that's good and all, but you know what? If you want to stay healthy, I think you should take a lesson from me.
So, and also like, I think is the motivation, like what you are doing all these workout for.
Justin motivates me to eat more.
I know, you have to.
Eat your Pringles. They're good for you.
So it's like if you have the right motivation, like right reason behind your exercise, so
Yeah.
that will keep us going
Yeah,
the right direction.
exactly.
Not like-
Otherwise,
No.
I mean, Justin's probably happier than people who aren't
Do you
like,
work
eating
out?
Pringles. But
I've gone into exercising a few times. I used to exercise a lot back in like high school, and I was actually pretty lightweight at the time. I could actually climb like a 70-some foot indoor rock wall with it, like within 2 minutes.
That was how many
And
years ago?
That was way back in high school, and
putting Justin on blast.
I know what happened to me. What was wrong with me? Why am I so big?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what happened?
Anyway,
Chins.
you're
You
beautiful
must
the way you
have
are.
Turned
But
into
speaking
turned into
of,
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I feel like this got really awkward and we hurt Justin's feelings, so I'm going to move on. Speaking of getting fit for the weather, many people have already spent one weekend at the desert. And for those who missed it, no worries. Here's Justin with the trendy side of Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella, because it's totally my topic. Have any of you ever been to Coachella? Well, for one thing, Coachella is known for their multiple music performances set throughout a couple of days, not to mention what has now become one of the biggest fashion runways for bloggers and celebrities. To better describe this fashion show, their outfits, or more like costumes, resemble a hippies, free-spirited 60s look. However, many have been seen to take it a little over the top, as you can see through these pictures that I got here on my iPad. Which, yeah, of course I'd have stuff like this on my iPad. I'm a man after all. But yeah, I mean, you can take a look through these different Coachella pictures, and you just let me know what you think about. Just let me know what you think.
Yeah, so it's on E's website, and they're notorious for having really good pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Solange. I love her style. What do you think of that one, Susie?
It's cool. I like her big scarf.
It's like she's trying to stay warm in a desert. Doesn't make sense, but whatever.
But it's covering something.
Yeah.
Or that's the outfit alone. I couldn't see. I couldn't see what's
Is there any more after this?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Oh, man,
That one's cute. That doesn't look really Coachella-y. That's cute. I don't know who she is, though.
She's breaking trends. And I think we can do one more.
Or not.
Or not.
Cheat on your own
Cheat on your own self. On your own self.
Like you with the Pringles.
Of course. It's a very, very important lesson of life.
Exactly.
Well, so if you're trying to post a picture of your outfit at Coachella, don't spend too much looking down choosing a filter. So, Susie, what's going on your end?
Well, do you feel tension around your neck and shoulders? Yeah. And then if you do, you might be suffering from text neck syndrome. So let's take a look. Text neck is a tech-induced repetitive injury on the neck. It's mostly seen in young people who look down to read or text for a long time. Since it's impossible not to use the handheld devices nowadays, I asked Dr. Klein for his take on text neck.
Most people doing a lot of computer work or desk work, they're activated constantly and they're working constantly and they're getting slow little micro traumas that build up and build up. That's why these people, it takes years for them to start hurting. And then by the time that happens, it snuck up on them and they realize, oh gosh, I hurt all the time. Average is about 7 to 10 years before somebody will show up in my office from it.
So what's the easiest exercise we can do daily?
Do just simple exercises by squeezing your shoulder blades together, and that's going to help to keep your shoulder blades a little bit stronger in the muscles that stabilize your shoulder blades.
And when using a mobile device, try to keep it in front of you. Don't look down. All it takes is a little attention to stop this epidemic.
This is Susie Hao for On Campus in Fremont. Yeah, so Dr. Klein also suggested that we buy a lap buddy that you can put it your whatever here, the devices, and then you can keep your head this way.
Oh, so you're not looking down as much.
Just move your eyes.
It's really awkward.
Keep your neck. Like
What's the thing that he did? This shoulder shrug
And then
thing?
so shoulder is like you keep tighten your shoulder blade. Like
And then you tighten it?
Yeah, whenever you have chance, and then just do like this, and then it will help you strengthen the muscle.
Yeah, and there's let's face it, we live in a world where technology is just continuously booming at an accelerated rate. And look at that, we're all walking around with our own little our electronic devices on a daily basis. So we do have our heads down a lot. But one thing I have learned from when I was studying theater at CSU Stanislaus over in Turlock is basically if you're kind of leaning your head down, it is best to do some sort of practices to try and or to be able to walk more upright. Basically force yourself to keep your head back and keep it straight up until your body naturally adjusts to that. So that way you're not really in the end of the day, you're not really stressing your neck so much when you're looking down all the time.
Yeah, and Susie, I loved your story. It was super informative, and it really I'm really trying. Like when I was texting today, I was like going like this, but I like to text during class sometimes. Sorry, Christina.
So you have to hide it?
So it's like really hard to hide it, like doing it like this. And yeah, so, but what was interesting is as I was researching this, because I wanted to like learn more about it, is that the human head weighs 12 pounds, 12 pounds, and we're constantly doing this. And that's like a fat newborn baby on your neck all the time, or like a 3 or 4 month old baby. So that's crazy. And I started looking into it more, and researchers state that that text neck can lead to early wear and tear on the spine, degeneration, and even surgery. So the more we look down, we're basically just messing up our spine, and we're thinning it out. And that's really scary because we don't know the long-term effects. This term was coined in 2008, and we're only in 2015. We haven't had enough research to see long-term effects. Like, we are going to be the long-term effects. So it's really kind of scary, but we can definitely prevent it.
Guess the moral story is don't look down too much, especially when you're looking down at your delicious little thing of Pringles.
Oh man, first world problems, all of it. But on that note, that's all for tonight. Thanks for watching us. We'll be back next week, same time, same place.